Yo, here we go, yo. Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Jamie Drew, with the girlfriendexperience.org. And I'm so glad you're here. Come on in, say hello as you come in, and leave your comments. I want to see what you have to say tonight. Tonight, we have a super duper special guest that I'm super proud to have with me tonight. You guys, this is my lovely line sister, a lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Okay, you guys, please help me welcome to the Girlfriend Experience stage, Miss Hope Ellen. Let me bring her on into the screen. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girl.
Hello. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm so happy to have you on my show tonight. You
I'm happy to
guys,
be here.
oh my
Thank you.
goodness. Thank you, Hope. Thank you for being on time. Okay, I'm just too excited right now. So before I just go on and on and on,
Mhm.
please tell the audience, who is Hope Ellen? Give them a little taste.
Hope Ellen, educator for
Yes,
like the
ma'am.
past 17 years, musician, a doctoral student, now an author. Yay.
Yes.
Uh, a woman who's ready for a boyfriend, right? I can't even say it all right here, but that's just a taste. That's a taste.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes. Well, tonight we're here to talk about specifically your ebook that you put out. And I have it scrolling across the screen, you guys. Make sure when you leave here, you go to anywayfathergod.com. Let's talk about this book. First of all, I was captured, honey, by the title because it's just so catchy. Just like you having a conversation, just
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Father God. I want a boy, and I can hear you saying it too. I want a boyfriend. So you have to tell me because there's so many other women out there that feel exactly the way that you
Mm-hmm.
do, but who just aren't bold enough to say it, let alone write a book about it.
Hmm.
So, what brought you to this point? What inspired the book?
Jamie, I'm still trying to fully figure it out. Because it did not start out as a book. It just
Mm-hmm.
started out as some quotes. It started out as one quote. It started out as oh, just for see my friends, happy anniversary. And then, wow, love. They've been married 20 years. Hmm.
Yes.
They've been married 20 years and I just want a boyfriend. So then I was like, you know what? I've been in a lot of relationships, but I've never had a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend.
So,
And
an
then,
actual titled boyfriend is something that
yes,
you had never
yes.
had.
Right. To say, hey, this is what we doing, like for real. This is okay.
So
Right.
you were just done with that. Just like cuz really that's like a situationship, untitled, or you don't know, or you too scared to ask. Been there, done that. Like wait a
Many,
minute.
many of us have, right? Many of
Yes,
us.
like wait a minute. I don't want to ask because he might tell me I'm not his girlfriend and I'm not trying to be disappointed like that.
Right. I got too much else going on in my life, so I don't need to hear that. That doesn't need to be playing in my
That right
mind. Let
there.
me just, yeah. But like you already said, there are a lot of people who feel the same way I do. They just didn't write a book. And maybe they have a book in their drive. It's already being written. But for me, it was like, again, it didn't start out as a book. It started out as
Mhm.
quotes. Then it was two quotes, and then it was 25, and then it was 50, and then it was
Oh
75,
my
then it was
goodness.
100. It just kept growing. But it did that within like a weekend. I knocked it
Okay,
out in
because
a
I was
weekend.
about to say, I was like noticing these quotes. I was like, man, I'm late. But they were just really coming to you.
They were
So stuff
coming
that
to
was
me.
in your head all along, and boom, you just had to have it out.
And but the thing about it is I don't know how much it was in my head. That's the
Mm-hmm.
weird thing about like inspiration. You're not thinking on things that,
Mm.
I'm not really trying to address this. I'm not trying to address what I might need to change or focus on as I'm now saying all these things that I want out of somebody else. But as I
Yeah.
began to write, it was like, oh, I do really want that. Let me write that one too. That's funny. You know what? I might really just be a comedian. Let me write that down too. Let me write down everything that I am right now. I am all of these things. I do, want to go to a steakhouse one week, but then the next week I do want to go to Red Lobster and get a cheddar biscuit. Like,
Right. I am
okay,
I am every woman, okay? I'm that
it's
and
all
that
in
one
me.
too.
That's true. So, kind of going along, and again, not thinking until maybe late March, April. So this all started literally almost a year ago, March
Mhm.
12th. We're
And here
2
we
days
are,
away.
2 days away.
I would never have guessed that I would have, from that point, had a whole book created. What? Like a book from those two little
Mhm.
quotes? What? Or to be sitting here talking to you about the book.
Right. Like it's
I wouldn't have,
actually real.
it's real. And I wasn't thinking anything about it. I was just posting my quotes last March or April. And then people were kind of like coming into the DMs. Now, not men. No, that would have been too
Mm.
much like right. But women,
Because you're like, hold on, I might have a boyfriend.
no, no, not a
Not
boyfriend.
that.
Just simply someone saying, hey, I hear you. I see you.
Mhm.
I can't repost because my boyfriend or my husband might think that I'm, not
Mhm.
happy or something. I'm
Mhm.
thinking like, I would definitely want to be in a relationship where I can tell my significant other, my boyfriend, like how I'm
Yeah.
feeling or what I'm wanting. Like
Yeah.
if I can't, I might be good on that.
Exactly. Anyway, Father God, not that
Anyway,
one.
right? Not that one. Not that one. I don't need or want him. Nope. Nope.
Oh
Mm-mm.
my
Mm-mm.
goodness.
So it's just been a journey, and I appreciate the journey. I do. I do.
Yeah. So
Hi,
tell me,
Erica.
okay, yes, hey Erica. Tell me, like, okay, I really want to dig in because I'm so interested. Like, okay, this started as a quote, and the next thing you know, people were giving you feedback and everything. And then you start to formalize this into, for public viewing.
Yeah.
So, okay, then I know you probably had a period where you're writing this book. So it's almost like your diary. It's almost like, tell me like what was going through your mind as you were writing through the quotes, or as you began to say, okay, this is actually going to be a book now. Like what was going through your head, or what was changing, what was going on?
I honestly wish that I had captured a little bit more of what was happening as I
Mm-hmm.
was writing it. Again, so much just kind of bammed upon me. And it could have been in May or June where I really decided this needs to be a book for real.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the quotes, let's make them a book. But I don't think I just want a book of quotes. There has to be something else around the quotes to kind of
Mm-hmm.
really make it
The
like a book.
meat. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They got to know they need more, what, as they say, context around it. So let me build this paragraph in the front and the back, and let's add on some things. Because what I began to realize is that this was beyond me wanting a boyfriend. This was really that self discovery. Like, you really don't like that. You really do
Yeah.
like that. And if you don't like that or you do like that, just say it. Here we are. Say it, believe it. Oh, you want him to have good character? Do you? You want him to pray to God all the time? Do you?
Are you
So,
looking for your match?
are you,
Are you your
so
match?
are you your match? And even with that, like really being, as I say on the cover, intentional, really intentional this time. So I don't know when the intentional part really hit. The intentional part probably really didn't hit until after the entire book was done. And it was like, all right, girl, you wrote the book. Now what? I don't know. Guess I'll sign up for Hinge or something. Guess I'll where am I going? Am I going to the bar during COVID? I don't know, but really trying to say, how are you going to make this manifest? And you kind of got to put yourself out there, which is at this age that I almost am. I don't really feel like putting myself out there. But this
Mm-hmm.
whole book is me putting myself out there like, here we are, Hope.
Yes,
You out there now,
yes.
boo. You've been out there, right?
You've been pushed into the
You've been pushed.
water. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. So
Yeah.
I just really want to I'm skipping ahead and what
Okay.
I was wanting to talk to you about because I want to get into the quotes a little bit,
Okay.
like some of the things that stood out to me. Like I really felt like you were talking to me, like it was so relatable. That's one of the things that I really appreciate about the book so much is that I was like, girl, yes, okay, yeah, you know. So one of the things, because you said be intentional.
Mhm.
Okay, you said sometimes I'm oblivious to someone flirting with me. Be intentional. Okay, so I was really, really feeling that quote because you know how you said, like, I don't really know if I want to put myself out there. Like, am I going to get rejected, especially as a woman? I mean, I know me, I'm not used to rejection. I'm maybe used to being the one being approached. So I'm like, I want you to be intentional. So,
Yeah.
have you gotten any feedback from any guys that said, "Man, we didn't know that you guys wanted us to come a little bit harder," or have you felt like, well, maybe women need to step it up and come a little bit harder? With that being said,
I At this point, I realize that different people like different things, right? Be you the man or the woman or however you identify. But
mm-hmm.
for me, I feel like it could be this balance. Like, hi, you may slide into my DMs. I am not a mean person. I've established that. But at the same time, come correct. Like, it can be some really bland stuff. And then I'm feeling like I have to carry the conversation. I don't want to do that. Now, as far as that particular quote, somebody actually did say that one day. They were like, I approached you before and you ignored me. And I was like, did you? Did you?
I
You do
wasn't aware.
know that a hello is a very common phrase. Hello, hello. What what am I to do now? How was your day? Great. How was your day?
Yeah, I feel you on that, especially like you said, like getting to this particular age. It's like I'm a grown woman. I always say knocking on 40's door. Hello, 40. Hello, let me in. So I feel like you need to have it together to know what to say. Like, especially with a bold personality like mine, a bold personality like
Mhm.
yours. Hello, don't tiptoe around. You're a grown man. You know what to do. You've been through this thing. Just come on and say it. And then if you can't, if you don't have the what I call balls to do it, then I don't know, you may not be the one for me specifically because that's what I require.
It's a
And
true
that's another
indicator.
thing.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
indicator right there. Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
getting that from your book too because it's like that self-discovery thing. Like I'm finding out what I want, what I require, what my standards are, and leveling up to find somebody else that
It's
is
something you
leveled
have
up.
to do. I
Hmm.
like even right now, if I could just script out for them, if you slid into my DMs
Oh
tonight,
my gosh.
maybe it would start with, Hi, Hope. First of all, let me just say I've already purchased your ebook.
Okay, invest. Okay.
If we could start there, you're already, you have my eye, like, oh, you've purchased my ebook? Oh, why, thank you. Right. And then we can move in, how are you today? Or da da da. I was wondering if you have time sometime in the next 2 weeks, which I do. Uh, would you like to go on a virtual date? And I might say, sure. Because at
Hmm.
this point, I'm trying to be intentional. So let's go out on that date. Let's go out on that date.
I love that. And don't just slide in my DMs like you said, hello, hey, what's up? Like, and tell me what you did already. Like,
Yes.
impress
Yes.
me a little bit. Like, oh, he's already purchased my book. Somebody slides in my DMs and say, I've already invested in you. Can I please invest more? Well, hold on, let me get my purse.
You sure can. You sure can. Yeah, it's just little things like that. And I get it. There are some women out here who might be harder to approach or just I don't know what people have gone through. And just in general, I'm not out here trying to be mean to anyone. Like that's,
Yeah.
just in general, that's just not my nature. especially with COVID going on, right? People are
Yeah.
going through some things, and you don't want that to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, no, 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 no. Like, let's just
Yeah.
all be respectful. And as a woman, then I should be able to come back to you and say, hey, I don't want to go out on this date, if that were the case, whatever it is. But it's important. Yeah. Be kind. Yeah.
Yes. And I watched you did like sort of like a night show, like a coming out show when you released your book, and you had all these couples that you were talking to. It was
Yeah.
so awesome to see. Awesome to see all that Black love coming together like that. That was amazing. And so, just releasing the book and having those couples, talk about their lives and how it touched them and how they can relate to the book. Have you gotten any, insight just from that?
I did. And I think on the show I mentioned something like, oh, so a lot of you had long distance relationships. Is that in my future?
Yes.
Right. But I also noticed that the men who were on there, they made very intentional moves in order to let their women know, I'm really trying to be with you. And in some cases, literal moves from another state, right? And that spoke volumes to me, because it's like, no, there is somebody out there willing to do that much for you.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you trying to get the bare minimum from some of these guys. I was like, no, there's somebody out there willing to move a mountain if they could.
Right.
And
there's somebody out there that you don't have to beg, for their time and attention and for them to go the extra mile.
Right. And knowing that and seeing that, it encouraged me a little bit more to say, all right, that's yeah, y'all are all right. And I enjoyed having those couples on. Originally, I was going to I had a whole nother show in mind. Oh yeah, she was on the show. My friend Erica was on the show with her fiance.
I remember Erica and her fiance. So, yes, Erica.
Like, having another show in mind, and then getting it to the fact where, no, Hope, you want to see these couples. You want to talk to these couples on Valentine's Day. Like, really taking it out of self and really kind of encouraging somebody else, not for these couples to be up there bragging about what they had, but really being truthful and authentic in how, like, this is what kind of came about for us. These are some of the things we had to go through, some of the sacrifices we had to make. But look, this man and or this woman was willing to make this sacrifice. And wow, let's look at this love. This is incredible. And these are all couples that I actually, it's like, no, I'm rooting for them wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
routine.
Yes. And I noticed like a sense of like laser focus for some of the guys, where they were, like you said, intentional. They knew what they wanted. They went after it. And there was no dance around playing these games, So I definitely agree with that. But I want to know how you feel, okay, let me ask you this question first. Do you want to get married?
They gotta read the book. So no, I do want to get married.
Okay, so do you find a difference in asking for things or expecting things in stages? For instance, this particular book that you wrote is, anyway, Father God, I want a boyfriend. So is it better to ask for a thing in stages? Like, okay, I want a boyfriend, and then, hey, I want a husband. Or do you ask for that thing all the way and let all the pieces fall in line with that?
Well, given how this was all mapped out like a year ago, and not so much mapped out, but just kind of started, then I don't know, like, maybe hindsight, it could be, I could have just went straight for that. Or maybe that's the next book. Okay, all right.
Tune and find out. Okay.
Period.
Let's watch this journey. Period.
Right.
How they do it?
I feel like at the age I'm knocking on, I don't need to be doing period. But no, so
look, and I must be like, oh, at the age I am, let me be young. What the young folks do. Period. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
but
I definitely could see that, because then I guess if you went on ahead and asked for the husband, then perhaps then the stages of the talking and the boyfriend, all that could very well happen. For me right now, it's like, hey, let's just start here,
Mm-hmm. A
and
good
then we can
starting
move from
point.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I could have
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey, Father God, send me a male suitor."
That will go on a courtship with
Yes,
me.
and we will go to the local dances.
Okay, I feel you. I feel
Whatever's
you.
necessary. Listen, so for right now, I do want the boyfriend, and let's just start there. The baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that you just saying it exactly. Because as I get older, I feel the same way, saying exactly what it is that I want up front. Because I know when I was younger, I would get intimidated, like, if I say exactly what I'm looking for and it's too much for this person, then they're not going to even give me a chance. So,
Mm.
where are you pulling this confidence from? Not just to be, so bold and say that, but to have these candid conversations with God, girl, like, Father God, where how did you get that way?
I think you just get to a point where you're like, well, what else has worked?
Yeah.
And again, being intentional this time around, because maybe I wasn't fully praying for this man in this manner. Maybe it really was before, hey, God, I'm waiting for my husband. Where's my husband? Blah, blah, blah. But then I start seeing other people and hearing them talk about, no, I listed what I wanted. I listed what I wanted. I understood what I wanted. And so, okay, that's what you want. That's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure everything that's on this list is realistic, first of all.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself to think that way. And then after that, you just say, listen, this is what I want. And I never called too many of those things in there deal breakers, though. I didn't really ever
Mm-hmm.
use that word, because I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to too much trap into one thing, or I'm asking for this. And it's like, God's like, no, I have bigger and better for you. Stuff you didn't even imagine. And man, you did.
Girl, you asking for this, but I'm about to
What?
give you some way up
What?
here.
My man has 6 figures. He's handsome with the swag and the intelligence. Because that, God, thank you. Like, anyway, Father God, I really do want that swag. I really do want him to be handsome. I really do want him to be intelligent. I really do want him to be fearful of God, because I'll answer to a man and submit to a man that's submitting to God.
Mm-hmm.
Because you linked up properly.
Mm-hmm.
That no problems, no worries. You got it.
Yes.
You got it, boo. Right? Um,
Yes.
no worries. So yeah, that's kind of
Oh,
like the
let's
mindset
hold
of it right
on.
now.
Can we dig into that a little bit?
Okay.
And finding that guy, because I keep going back to this, because I feel like you're like me with this bold personality. You are who you are, and you're not just going to submit to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about how important it is that he be a man of God or be a leader, or what specifically who are you looking for to lead you?
Yeah, definitely a man. Definitely a man of God who's tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird, because I've been hearing so much about that 6 figure man, and you can be that 6 figure man for many years. But if you have no character, if you lack integrity, if you're not honest, if you're not
Ooh.
connected to God, it's like it's just money. And I'm seeing these people in these relationships with men like that. And it's like, wow, okay, you might just really be here for the money. That might
Mm-hmm.
get tricky later on.
If it
Mm,
washes away.
mm, mm.
And
And
so
it's
are you glad
something,
that you're going through this older though? So that you can know and see what you want. If you had all of those experiences, is that helpful
mm,
too?
I think so, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Again, everybody kind of, everybody's going along their own journey, figuring things out in different ways. And it might be some other things that hit a little earlier for me. And now this is the section now I need to kind of wrap up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Education and checking this and checking that. And I was like, okay, man, let's go back and get this now. But then there's some people who've been in love or married or, you know, whatever, maybe not married anymore, just whatever the situation is. And it's like, okay, well, that's their path. They may get married again. They may not. But for me, it's like, I'm glad I understand a few more things. I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost like, man, had I been married or not single, would this book have ever come out? Right? This book would not be here. I wouldn't be having certain conversations. I wouldn't have had that live with those couples, getting that valuable information. I don't know.
So where would you be?
Where would I be and what would be going on? But I think about that, Jamie, with other things too. Like, had I been married, even some of the trips I've gone on or some of the things I've done, I don't think it would have worked out the same way. Just with me being able to freely go and do things. And you just never know. So I just try to think towards the future and think towards, all right, I'm ready for a date now. Hear ye, hear ye.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I could go on and on, but I want to get into some more of the quotes. Okay, some of them that spoke to me. All right, I need the type of man who won't kick me when he is down. Baby, I'm telling you, I've had some experiences with, male self-esteem or whatever when they're down, and it really was not pretty. And that just really spoke to me. I need somebody with the strength to power through your down period so that you don't completely unravel this whole entire thing.
It's so important. And I think that's from getting involved with people who was like, oh, wow, there were some things you didn't address with that. And now that's kind of spewing over here towards me. And if I could be very candid on your show, when we talk about men perhaps with mommy issues, where a mother was not there or abandoned them or treated them poorly, I can tell. I can almost tell now. And it's like, let's talk a little more. Give me. Okay, no. Oh, I can tell. So now the way you treat women or women that you could potentially love or women who could potentially love you, I don't know if you've attached now the potential abandonment with this lady you're trying to date. And it's like, ooh, so you going to address that? No? Okay.
Anyway, Father God,
I'm going to exit on out. Right. On to the next. Jamie, I don't have the time at this point.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to work through that because, again, one of my more recent, over the past year, the prayer after, like the actual prayer I'm now praying when I'm waking up or at night or whenever it is. Okay, I hope you're working on him, God, like you're working on me.
Yeah.
Like all these things I'm trying to get right and heal and hopefully he's doing the same thing. He doesn't even know why he's doing it. He's doing it for Hope Ellen. He doesn't even know yet, right? So
yeah, it's great to imagine it because it's like, well, he has to be born right now. Yeah,
he has to be.
I hope so.
Baby,
you better be born. So it's like, okay, I know he's out there. I'm so excited because I know at least, if nothing else, he is born right now. I wonder what he's doing.
Maybe he's already gotten my book. He's like, let me just read the entire thing first and then go to her.
And then approach her. Ooh! I love it.
And then sending me my dozen female crabs. But he's going to be so pressed. He'll also send the dozen white roses. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
he's gonna have to learn you to know what you like. That was another quote I like too. You segued right into that. It was I'm trying to learn your love language. I love that one. I'm all about the love languages. Because you could be thinking you're providing somebody what they need, but it's not even how they like to receive it. So you're doing that all for nothing and then get mad when they don't react the way that you want them to.
That's a great point right there. And I was talking to somebody recently about the same thing. Like, you read the book, so now you know your love language, and you're not even tapped into the other person. Like, no, you got to learn this too. You
That's
can't
right.
be quality time thinking they quality time because you quality time. That's selfish of you. They're really
Mm-hmm.
words of affirmation. Know that about them, and go
Right.
with it. And again, I think that the affirmation was like third or fourth on my total list. And sometimes even with your friends, it might make you think, oh, I don't have to say that because that's not how no, you do. Listen, that is how your friend communicates.
Right.
Affirm your friend. It might
Right.
not be what you need, but affirm your friend. And that's another thing, my self-discovery, but then also realizing, oh, there are some other people, and I'm like trying to figure out where my charger is. Would I be this person who's on this show is trying to walk to find a charger? And I hope it doesn't cut out.
Well, listen, this is the girlfriend experience. So we just chatting like two girlfriends right now. So, girl, find your charger.
Right. So like I'm moving all around. They're like, ma'am, let me charge a little bit over here and then I can move back to where I was because I don't want to chance it. But yeah, so having that opportunity, right, to learn about other people, and especially when we're talking about the love language,
Yeah.
it's important. It's
Yeah.
so important. And whew, yeah, trying to learn your love language.
Yes. Please learn my love language, please. What's your love language, Hope?
Quality time,
Yes.
quality
I love
time, and
quality
I
time.
think the second one was acts of service.
I love acts of service. Oh my goodness. If you do something for me to make my life just a little bit easier
Ooh,
and then say something a little sweet in my ear too, baby.
we going to Red Lobster. No.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
All right, let's get through a couple more. I can accept that this venture might be uncomfortable. That kind of goes back to, having the strength to power through those hard times. I know
yes,
that was really important for me. I really appreciated you
yeah,
writing that one too. Yeah.
and powered through the hard times. But at that point, it really could have just been even the venture of I'm writing these quotes, and by that time, it could mean so many things. And now for me, it has a whole nother meaning of even this venture of going on these shows and putting
Yes.
myself out there even more and feeling honored, like, oh, people are asking me to come talk to them. Well, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I'm almost even for myself when I did that live with those couples, I
Hmm.
almost had that host spirit back in me, like, oh, I remember hosting that little show at Morgan when they had their I think it was like a talent something. And I was hosting with someone else, and I had almost forgotten about that. Like, you did that, right? Week after week, you were hosting that talent show. And it was like, oh, I guess I did. And remembering self, so discovering self, but then also maybe part of that remembrance is just saying, hey, remember who you are, yo.
A little
Yeah, remember
nudge.
that. Yeah.
Yes. And it's crazy that, being under quarantine brought that out of so many people, to discover who you really are, what you really want, what
Yep.
really makes you happy, what makes your heart sing.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. So everybody wants to know. I want to know. Do you have a boyfriend yet, Hope? You wrote this book a year ago. You put it out not that long ago. Did your boyfriend come knocking on your door yet? Are you still working on your boyfriend?
I haven't seen him. Sorry to this man. Like I haven't seen him. Maybe I have. Maybe I have seen him. He just doesn't know, and I don't know. He's not at the present time here.
He hasn't revealed himself to
He
you
has not
yet.
revealed himself, and God has not revealed him. And so until that time, I'm like, all right. So how else can I push this book out? Just in general, Somebody out there has to see these
Yes, like you said, he
podcasts
might
or these
be watching
shows.
this.
Yeah, maybe he's watching. Maybe his friend will share it with him. Maybe he'll stumble upon the book that his mama left up on her iPad. Like, who knows? But
His mama left open on her iPad.
because mama wants a
Yes.
boyfriend too, right? And it's
Oh, and
really
yes, mommy does.
hmm, okay. Yeah, it's the journey. It's a journey.
So, what else is on this journey for you? Are you thinking of writing more books? I saw that your Facebook page name and some of your other pages are Hope the Creative.
Oh
So
yeah.
that shows me that the world is open, boom, for whatever it is that
Ooh,
you are gonna create.
yeah. It's almost giving me what's the name of Childish Gambino, and then
Hmm.
him being Glover as well. It's like that
Yes.
whole there's this anyway, Father God over here. But then on my Hope the Creative platform, I'm like, no, y'all, I'm really like in a strong creative mode right now that has
I love
nothing to
it.
do with Anyway, Father God. Now, I have it spill over into Anyway, Father God, because like I was telling you earlier, I'm designing my own book cover. I'm designing like everything that I'm doing. And so I'm using that creativity to fuel that. But on this side of it, I'm like, no, I'm trying to do some other businesses, do some this and that. So I'm really, it's almost like you write it down and then you begin to believe it even more. Like, man,
Yes.
they really did, they really meant it. Write the vision, make it plain. Like, oh, it's plain right now. Damn,
Oh
let's
my
go with this
goodness.
thing. And so then you just begin to grow. Oh my goodness, yeah, it all kind of
Oh, I'm
connects
so
together.
excited.
Yeah,
Yes. Because, this ebook, you could just go so many places with it. Waiting on the merchandise. Hello. Can we get it? Anyway, Father God, I want a boyfriend t-shirt. Hey,
we gonna
come
see about
back.
that. Yeah.
Yes, I
Looking for
love
some graphic designers. Look, I sometimes I
it.
trust my own eye, and then other times it's like, no, I just want a fresh idea from somebody else. Like, let me see what you're thinking about, so I can, yeah. But we'll see what that
tell
looks
me tell
like.
me about the person who wrote that forward for you, because there's a forward in the
Hmm.
beginning of the book, everybody, and it's just opening it up for you, like, hey, this is what you're about to read, and I love that.
Yes,
So tell me a
yes.
little bit about the person who wrote the forward,
Th-
how that came about.
that is my sis. She attends Alfred Street with me, Alfred Street Baptist Church in Virginia. Pastor Howard John Wesley, shout out to him. But
Oh,
she
that's
sings
so
on the praise team with me. And I knew that she had authored her own stuff and she's a soul coach and she does some things. I said, that's who I want to do my forward. Like it just kind of hit me, just the kind of way, the same way it hit me to go from 2 quotes to 100 quotes to now it's going to be a book. And now we need some chapters. The same type of way it was like, Kelly Ware. That's why I want to write it. And she said yes, and she delivered, right?
yes, she did.
Because you don't just want it to be anybody who's not going to put forth their best effort. Mm-mm. Not just anybody, but she delivered, and I felt like it needed to be somebody who has been around me, who kind of sort of knows me, who
Hmm.
has written their own things, who has kind of gone along their own journey that resulted in their own book. So you already see and know where I'm coming from. So we aligned,
Yeah.
let's make this thing happen. And it all worked out. And then she was also able to give me some tips and pointers on other parts of the book. So
Oh,
that just
good.
made me feel really comfortable being able to share that. And I'm grateful.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
grateful.
perfect because it
Yeah,
sets it up.
it
It
did.
determines whether a person continues to read or puts it away somewhere.
Off the
So,
bat. Yeah.
yeah, I loved it. Easy read, tons of relatable quotes. I'm telling you, like, I really just wanted to skip and be like, this is what it said at the end of the book. But I'm like, I can't give it away. You guys
Yeah.
got to go and purchase the book. Anywayfathergod.com. Go and get your book right
Yes.
now, tonight. Get that digital copy right into your email and start reading tonight, especially for those women out there that are feeling the same way, that need to have your voice expressed through Hope, because Hope, this is really what you did for women, help them put it all into words, or put it all in a way, or some way that they never thought about or never realized that this is what they were wanting and this is what they were needing. So by you being intentional with the book, you're allowing other people to be intentional. And I just love that. I just love it so
once
much.
again, and not trying to, cause trouble in anybody's households for sure, but when your wife or your girlfriend now to start saying like, hey, yo, step your game up. You can't be sitting there as a man like, what you mean? And where's this coming from? And you almost have to say to yourself, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. Or let me go ahead and change this. Now if she's coming to you saying, buy me a yacht. Right?
Okay.
Let's be realistic. Okay. Somebody's going to go too far. Right. But
somebody
within reason, why can't you examine what she's saying to you? And really then almost think about the fact like, man, it took a book for her to say this, or what's up with our communication? Because that's one of my favorite quotes. I'm sorry, excuse me. They say communication is the key. So let's go unlock some doors.
Yes.
Like, if that's it, then let's communicate. Like, what are we waiting on?
And I think it would be super important for, guys to buy this book, because like you said, that is their insight to women. So whether you're in a relationship or not, this is, coming in the back door. This is the information that you're not going to get, because even though we may want this, we're not going to verbalize it all the time and run down this list of I want this, this, and this, and that. That's really hard to tell a person in one go. But I'm telling you, men, if you read this book, you will get so much insight into ladies. You will be the woman whisperer or something.
Right.
So Hope, where else can everyone find you? Your social media? Tell us everything.
Ooh. So anywayfathergod.com. Well, Anyway Father God for the Instagram. Hope the Creative. I'm over there. HBCU May 105. Catch me over there. The Pearls Inc. Pusey Washington Fund. This is why I don't need to have a job. I just want to totally deep dive into social media. And but primarily I am a huge advocate of HBCUs. We attended Morgan State. Whoop whoop. So definitely keeping the awareness of the HBCU is a big.
Erica says future doctor. She said you left something out, girl.
Oh my goodness. And see, I forget about things. I'm in that dissertation phase for my doctorate in organizational leadership. So I'm just trying to keep it all together. Again, I have the time for a virtual date. Hear me. Let me be clear. I do. I can make time.
Yes.
Yeah. That's real.
I love it. Oh, Erica is lighting it up.
Yes,
future
Erica.
Wife. Yes. Future doctor, future wife, everything. Erica got your back.
Friends will hype you. That's what you need.
Yes. We are speaking this all into existence. We are putting it in writing. It is on the internet. It is
anyway,
there.
Father God, all of this.
Yes. I love it. I've already purchased the book. You guys go out there and buy the book, read it tonight, then come back to this video, leave all your comments, or buy a book for a friend, because seriously, during quarantine, so many relationships have been tested and gone up or gone down because of this time that we're in. So this is prime time right now to get that insight, especially if you and your partner do not have good open communication. This can open the doors of communication for you. So that's all I have. Hope, tell them one more time where they can catch you, please.
Anyway, Father God, and certainly Hope the Creative. Between those two places, you're going to find me and get the book. Anywayfathergod.com.
Anywayfathergod.com. Thank you so much, Hope.
Thank you for having
Look, I have
me.
a little round of applause.
Hey.
My little sound.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate you coming on and being so open. And Erica says she got her copy.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
everybody, for
sister.
tuning in. Again, check out everything that Hope has going on. Find her at Hope the Creative. Find her on anywayfathergod.com. And for more of me, check me out on thegirlfriendexperience.org. So until next time, you guys, peace and blessings. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.